Yo, hello. We are back with some more Kakenuke, but this is the second time I'm recording this intro, because after I finished recording the latest episode for Kakenuke, I say the latest, this episode for Kakenuke, I went into the editing software and I imported my two clips. And I say two clips because one is 50 minutes and the other is 20 or so, right? Give or take. It's just, sometimes I don't have to stop recording after 20 minutes because the audio gets fucky. Right? Sometimes it's good. But when I went to put them on the timeline, the second file was just fine. The second clip was just fine. And the first one, well, the audio was fine. It was all good. The video was completely fucked. It was corrupted. I don't know why. And I went online looking for solutions, and I found one solution where you have to download a video encoder or H.265. Now the problem is that I and most people use H.264 to encode their videos. So instead of paying the $1.50 that the software would have cost, which, mind you, a few years ago the software was free. The software was free, and now you have to pay because fuck you, because Microsoft says fuck you. But I say fuck you back, because instead of buying that encoder that I don't think it would have worked out because I don't use H.265, I instead use a janky method where I disable the video, and this is where it gets interesting, right? Because in my media player, right, when you double click on a video, it plays the video. That was working just fine. The video was working perfectly fine. What the difference is between the two, I have no fucking idea. The only downside is that it only plays one audio track, and I use two audio tracks, one for the game audio and one for my audio. Right, for instances where I need to increase my volume specifically, or the game volume, right, yada yada yada. So my janky method was to record the entirety of the first clip through the media player and then try my best to sync up the audio. Because I do mean try my best, because I tried as hard as I could and it's out of sync. Right? I try to sync up the first instances of the audio, and it's out of sync throughout the entire one, and I try to sync the last parts of the audio and it's out of sync again, and I don't know what happens in between the two, but yeah, something isn't right. But either way, it's the best solution I could come up with, other than, re-recording the whole 50 minutes, and other than the fact that it's a waste of time to do that. It's also the bigger reason you wouldn't get my blind reaction to things. And it's, it wouldn't be right. But yeah, that's kind of the main turnoff to re-recording the whole 50 minutes, because yeah, it wouldn't be the same, right? I could try to blind react again, it just wouldn't work out. So I tried this janky method, and unfortunately, it's the best I can do, right? I'm sorry, but let's hope that this doesn't happen again. And, you know, cross your fingers that I don't have to do it again. And the worst part, I had a whole fucking intro. I was talking about how Shiori was boring in the common route. Hibiki was annoying. Riri was basic. And Nagiko interested me the most out of the four. Alright, other than Ritsu and Kika. I mean, I did say out of the four. But yeah, Ritsu and Kika also interested me quite a lot. But Nagiko was one of my... I'm not going to say favorites. She was up there. But she was definitely the most interesting. And I had a whole intro talking about that. I mean, it probably wouldn't have been that good. But shut up. Either way. Thank you for watching through. You know, I wouldn't blame you for not watching. You know, I think most of the people who were watching me play Kakenuke have already seen me have already played through it themselves and are just watching my reaction to it. Or, you know, the rare instance where they aren't playing through it and they are living vicariously through me. And that's kind of the worst way to experience a visual novel. So, enough rambling on. Like I said, good luck. I don't know, that's the best way I can put it. Alright, I'm heading out. It was the next day after everyone in the youth collective had gone to the beach. Now I wonder, what kind of you will this one be? Right? Because we've got the youth you who wants to know about you, who wants to find out more about youth, and then you've got the workaholic you who was forced to not work as much. My heart felt light and refreshed. When all is said and done, I'm looking forward to it too. I had thought youth, and I had zero connection. I was excited for whatever was in store for me going forward, though. It's just about perfect weather too. I have a hunch that something will happen during today's activities. Oh, really? What gave you that idea? With that thought in mind, my stride became naturally lighter. Looks like I got here too early. We were set to meet at 2 PM. And it was just around 1 PM now. I doubted anyone would be around at this hour. I think I heard someone. It sounds like a club meeting outdoors or something. Everyone sure was youthful. God damn it. I hope he doesn't... I hope it's not... because, right... I complained a lot about them talking about... them saying the word youth a fucking ton in the comment round. Alright, it wasn't that bad in Shiori's, or Hibiki's, or Riri's. It was very much... it was more prominent in Riri's, but it was fine. Already, at the start, quite a few. With that, I took a peek out the window. Oh? I could see the sports club practicing out in the sports field. Well, where else are they going to practice? I could have sworn I heard someone close by. Was it my imagination? I was in an upbeat mood today, and I couldn't rule out that possibility. No, it's just my mind playing tricks on me. Where had that voice come from, though? Also, aren't you on the second floor? How are you able to hear that from where you are? Or did he go back down? I thought he was like looking out the window. It wasn't that far off, was it? But it's not like I'm right next to the hallway either. If I had to say, I feel as if it had come from somewhere relatively high up.
ほら、いい子だからこっちにおいで。怖くないわ
Oh,
よ。
right.
ちゃんと私が下ろしてあげるからね。ほら、おいでおいで。
Kaido. For some reason, Senpai was sitting in a tree. Yeah, because of the cat up there. Her thighs were exposed as she straddled the branch. Is that really the first thing you notice? I guess second thing. But the first thing on her that you notice. Or about her. She's not the kind of person to climb a tree just because. Yeah, she's not a monkey. Is there something up there? I don't know, maybe the is giving it away or something. Or maybe he can't hear that part. He can hear the rest of her. He can hear the rest of what she's saying, but he can't hear the universal sound of the universal sound to attract stray cats. I couldn't see her very well from where I was standing. Maybe I'll get a better view from the base of the tree. Oh, so you can get a high up, so you can look up, you could look up at her and see her panties.
Mm, 警戒されてるわね。何か気を引くものがあればよかったんだけど。
Hey, Kaido.
ってなんだ、遠野じゃない。
She shivered with surprise when I called out to her. She let out a sigh of relief when she realized I was the one who called out to her. When I called out to her? Who called out to her? Okay.
し、大きな声は出さないで。
I'm sorry. Wait, is there something up there? You literally just said, there's no reason. Kaido isn't the type to climb up trees for no reason. And now, okay. It'll freak out if it sees you.
用が済んだら降りるけど、まだダメよ。ほら、遠野、あれ見える？
That? As she asked, I looked where she pointed. Oh, I see it now. And now that you see it, you can also hear it. It was at the end of the branch. She was straddling. There was a kitten trembling on a narrow section of the branch.
完全に固まっちゃってるみたいなのよ。もう少しだけこっちに来てくれれば。
Look, it's very simple. Just have you standing below where the cat will probably fall. Alright, just in case, while you get closer to the kitten, if he decides to jump off, you can catch him, and nothing bad will happen.
私が抱き上げて下ろしてあげられると思うんだけど。
But the end of the branch is too thin to really trust. No matter how lightweight Senpai was, I doubted it could support her. And from where she was currently, she wouldn't reach the kitten either.
さっきから呼んでるんだけど、反応がいまいちなのよね。
Wouldn't or couldn't?
こっちにおいで。怖くないわよ。
It reacted to Senpai's tongue clicking with a twitch. But that was all. This doesn't look too hopeful. Is there any other way?
猫じゃらしとかで気を引く方法も考えたけど、変に興奮させると落ちちゃいそうなのよ。
Good point. That was just how precarious a position the cat was in. Yeah.
よし、決めた。遠野も来たことだし、ちょっと強引な手を取るわ。
What did she have planned?
あんたは子猫の真下にいて。
See, Nagiko has the same idea. Damn, she's so smart.
もし子猫が落っこちたら、体を張って受け止めて。
Hey, what do you think? What? Without any chance to stop her, Kaido stood on the branch. The branch was too thin to put her full weight on. She maintained her balance as she slowly worked her way forward. That's danger.
黙ってトーノ。今集中してるんだから。
Yeah, hurry up. Hurry up and get below the branch, alright? You might be able to catch a Nagiko too along with the kitten. Senpai. A sudden gust of wind caused Senpai to waver from side to side on the branch. It made me anxious just to watch her.
トーノ、私のことはいいから子猫を見てなさい。
Yeah, stop paying attention to Nagiko. You might see up her skirt and see her panties, and you might point out that you see her panties and she will get flustered and fall off, and you can catch her along with the kitten. But
っていうか、私の方見んな。私スカート履いてるんだから。
I'm glad Nagiko pointed it out before you pointed out to get you flustered. Sorry, Senpai. From below, I could see everything. Once I realized that, I looked away in a fluster. Okay, never mind. This isn't... Fucking god damn it. This isn't the way I was thinking it would go, but the end result might be the same.
ちょっと待って、今なんで謝ったの？一応聞くけど、見てないでしょうね。
I'm not looking.
本当に？
Definitely not. I mean it. No matter what I said, I couldn't say it was white. Oh, bro, shut up. The second I said it, she would send me flying. She would also be sent flying toward the ground.
怪しい。
I told you, I'm not looking. I'm paying attention to the white kitten. I mean the
わー、落ちる。
Senpai. I looked over, drawn in by a voice. Drawn in by a voice. And then our eyes met.
ってやっぱり見てるんじゃない。
Hang on a minute. You baited him, alright? He was just concerned. It's not his fault you were acting like you were gonna fall over.
この変態。
I mean, you're not very good at acting, but it's not like I was trying to. Anyone would freak out if you tell them you're going to fall. In fact, please don't worry me. Do you not remember the time when you nearly fell down the stairs at my workplace? Yeah, we were playing through the all ages version, so you didn't get to see her panties.
な。
Well...
あの時はちょっと油断していただけよ。
Yeah, but like, those were stairs, and this is a tree branch, so pay a bit more attention so you don't fall, unless you want to fall in to use arms. But, you know, that's your prerogative. Senpai stomped in place and the branch began to shake up underfoot. Wait, Senpai, please don't wiggle too much. The branch under you is shaking like crazy.
何よこれくらい。よっと、はっ。不安定な足場は慣れっこなんだから。
Why? You're not a hiker, you're an Aikido... I was gonna say master. Aikido martial artist. Senpai worked to regain her balance, seemingly unbothered by it. It wouldn't have been strange if she fell at any time, but she continued her impressive balancing act along the thin branch. Wow. Talk about a tremendous sense of balance. While I continued to look up her skirt instead of at the cat, who she wants to save by having me under the branch in case the cat decides to jump down so that I can catch the kitten instead of him falling to the ground and potentially breaking a leg or something.
驚いた。で、そうだ、子猫。
The broken branch must have startled it. Before we knew it, the kitten had jumped down on its own. I know. I immediately jumped sideways to put myself below where the kitten would land. The kitten landed on my back. Brother, see, this never would have happened if you were under the branch. Really? Hit me hard once, then ran off somewhere.
大丈夫？トーノ。
Senpai casually jumped down from the branch.
おっしゃ。
You should have also landed on his back. She eliminated her momentum by grabbing branches on her way down and rolled onto the ground. Uh-huh. Oh, wow, what the heck was that? It's a simple parkour trick to break your fall. What did you just do?
5点着地のこと？高いところから飛び降りる時の心得みたいなものよ。それより、あんたは本当に大丈夫？派手に子猫の下にダイブしてたけど。
You either, if you're falling from a high height, you either try to, you know, roll if you have a bit of momentum, or you try to compress your legs and, you know, you fall with your feet and hands on the ground to spread out the surface area. Well, I guess.
どこか痛いところあれば言いなさいよ。ほら、制服が汚れちゃってるじゃない。
That's my line. Yours is in pretty rough shape too. Pretty rough shape after you rolled around the ground like that. She looked down once I pointed it out. We looked at ourselves over, then turned toward each other.
何やってんだろうね、私たち。子猫も結局は遠野が踏み台になっただけだったし、その挙句制服がこの状態なんだから。
We helped it, so what does it matter? More importantly, you were nervous up in that tree.
木の上でニーニー泣いてるのを見ちゃったから、ついつい体が勝手に動いちゃってたのよ。
Kato shyly scratched her cheek. She really was a good person for her to immediately spring into action to help a stranded kitten.
さて、それじゃあそろそろ部室へ行きましょう。
Senpai picked up the huge piece of luggage. She'd leaned against the tree. Got it. Wait, what is that?
なんでもないわ。
It has a pretty impressive presence for nothing. She had clearly lost her composure when I pointed it out. Suspicious didn't cut it. It appeared to be a bag with something long and cylindrical in it.
ちょっと預かり物をしただけよ。それを部室に置かせてもらおうと思っただけ。
何
よ、ちょっと置くだけでしょ。とにかくこの荷物のことは秘密、詮索もしないこと。いいわね。言う通りにしてくれたらスカートの中を覗いたのは不問にしてあげるわ。
Right. There must have been some special circumstances surrounding this. I was curious, but I may as well do as Senpai asked for now. So, where are you going to put that? Senpai looked around the club room with that huge bag in hand.
私が一番よ。待ってください、小日向さん。
That was when we heard some boisterous voices out in the hallway.
あの子たちが来たみたいね。隠し場所を吟味する時間はないし、まあここでいいか。
Mixed in with the pile of junk Hibiki had pulled together from her time in the active, Senpai casually mixed it into the bunch. Do you think it's safe there?
大丈夫、問題ないはずだから。多分響も何があるか全部は把握してないだろうし。一番って、あれ？ユウにナギじゃない。先に来ていたのね。響、おはよう。私たちもさっき来たとこよ。おはようございます。皆さんもう来ていたんですね。こんにちは。おはようございます。お兄ちゃんとの復活。皆さんやけに早いっすね。まだ1時半っすよ。
Yeah, I can't believe the club president is here so late.
早っす。あれ、もしかして俺が最後か？
神楽坂先輩、キャラ被ってるっす。
Also, hang on a minute. I need to. Shinji,
はやっす。あれ、もしかして俺が最後か？
listen. Why do you sound a bit? Why do you sound quieter than everyone else? I mean, look. I know I adjust the voice. I know I adjust the volume of all the characters' voices, but I'm saying that Shinji sounds quieter than he usually does. With the members of the youth collective gathered together, all one after the other, one after another.
ちょっと、どうの？荷物の件、絶対にみんなに言わないように。
I mean, he doesn't even know what's in the bag, so... Hey, senpai, too close. Your face is too close. Yeah, it's only been like... What? It's only been like 30 minutes into the route. You can't already be with... You can't already be close to each other like this. And to my surprise, my heart suddenly skipped a beat when she leaned in. However, she wouldn't back away.
私たち二人だけの秘密だからね。
Right.
もしバラしたりしたら、分かってるわね。
I won't tell a soul. But like, what if I wanted the thing you would... What if I wanted to happen?
そう、ならいいわ。ナギ、どうかしたの？大丈夫、なんでもないわ。
Terrifying.
それじゃあみんな集まったことだし、活動を始めましょうか。今日も青春するわよ。
So, what activities are we doing in the youth collective?
そう、特に決めてないわ。やりたいことをやりたいようにやればいいんじゃない？
Come on, that's too vague.
でも青春ってそんなもんじゃない？若い衝動に突き動かされて、わーってはしゃいだりして。あ、そういうところはあるかもしれません。
If we're going to do activities as a club, then we need to come up with a plan.
まあいいんじゃないですかね。というか、誰かが決めてくれるなら自分はその方が楽でいいっす。
Hey, President. She really was aloof.
私は今まで通り、ボランティアもやりたいのですが。もちろん構わないと思うわ。アクティブのやりたいことと、ネガティブのやりたいこと。どちらの意見もちゃんと尊重しながらやりましょう。
If that's how it's going to be, then I guess there won't be any issues. There didn't seem to be any objections from either side. I personally had no more input to provide. I'm more focused on work. Oh wait, no, this is the youth you, so he's more focused on finding out what youth is or whatever.
基本的にはみんなでワイワイ楽しめるものがいいわね。
And maybe he'll find it in that bag that Nagi brought in.
夏らしく花火やキャンプもしたいわ。キャンプ、それは面白そうね。
Yeah, let's hope that they actually go camping, unlike in Hibiki's route, where they said they would, and they never did.
線香花火なんかもいいよね。しおりちゃんはどう？はい、リツがそう言うなら。他にも幼稚園に乗り込んで子供たちと遊ぶのも悪くないわね。
子供相手なら俺も遠慮しなくていいから楽しめそうだな。
でも行くんだったらちゃんと確認はしとかないとね。そちらは任せてください。その時は近くの幼稚園に確認を取ってみますね。
That was roughly how everyone excitedly offered up their opinions. It was starting to turn into a proper club. Senpai, do you need something from me?
別に何でもないわ。
Uh-huh. Sure. I felt her staring at me. She's keeping an eye on you, making sure you don't spill the beans on whatever the fuck is in the bag. You know, it's not the worst. It's not the worst feeling to have a cute girl staring at you, but like, it wasn't my imagination. Well, what did you have in mind for today?
それが問題なのよね。さすがに何の準備もしてないだろうし。一応私が暇つぶしに持ってきたゲームはあるけど。提案があります。はい、鹿島さん。私はぜひともトランプをしたいです。
I'm not surprised you suggested playing cards, but probably not a good idea. Kashima pulled out a deck of cards out of who knows where. Well, she has a giant storage device in between her tits. Her cleavage can store a lot, alright? She held the deck out and pushed a finger at me.
我に秘策ありです。師匠、私の挑戦を受けてもらいますよ。
Oh, you're challenging me? Listen, if her secret strategy is as effective as her secret strategy in her route, I'm just saying it probably won't work as well because, well, you know, they don't like each other that much. As much. Quite the amusing proposition.
おお、突然の鹿島先輩の挑戦状っすよ。へえ、いいじゃない。がぜん盛り上がりそうよね。では、皆さんもトランプでいいですか？
異議なし。
私も構いません。あ、ちょっと待って。
Senpai spoke up to rein us all in.
1対1の勝負じゃなくて、みんなで遊ぶわけよね。さすがにトランプで遠野に勝てる気がしないんだけど、鹿島も何か仕掛ける気満々のようだし。確かに。イカサマやマジックを仕込まれると、私たちじゃ太刀打ちできないか。こうすればいいんじゃないっすかね。遠野先輩と鹿島先輩にハンデをつけるっす。で、遠野先輩はビリになったら罰ゲームとか面白そうじゃないっすか？
Huh? Hold on. Why am I the only one who's going to get punished? I would accept the handicap. Kashima accepted the same condition. But man, I felt like I was being targeted. I mean, like, you're gonna be dating all these girls anyway. I say going to, but he's already dated 3 of them, so he's already halfway through.
質問です。罰ゲームはどんな内容でもいいんでしょうか？
Hey, Ritsu.
公序良俗に反しない限り何でも OK っす。
Aw, unlucky Ritsu.
賛成します。いひひ、お兄ちゃんに何をしてもらおうかな。これは私も負けてられないわね。
よっしゃー、俺も気合が入ってきたぜ。
All of you too. So, like, what's the handicap? No, it's alright. Kaido still has a conscience.
乱取りの相手に指名するのもいいかしら。
No! I didn't have a single ally.
では、頑張って師匠を倒しましょう。ああ！
Is this the secret strategy? Everyone banded together and let out a spirited cry. Why did things turn out this way? So what's the handicap? Damn it. I'll take all of you down. Well, it was irrelevant no matter how many adversaries I had. I win again.
強すぎるわ。
But what's the fucking handicap?
手も足も出ませんでした。
And we were playing Old Maid. Why would you play Old Maid? The final result, 5 games, 0 losses. I came in the top 3 every game, a flawless victory. If you came top 3 in every game, it was not flawless.
今度こそ勝てると思ったのに。
Now if you came first every game, that would make more sense. That would be flawless.
師匠は強すぎますよ。
No, Kashima. I think you're pretty impressive yourself. The fact of the matter is, you're likely second overall next to me. Almost like she's your student. Oh, well, you don't like you don't like having the student master relationship. So you know, the closest there is to being assistant. Maybe I hadn't laid any traps in the cards this time. All I had done was to draw after I read the opponent's expression and mannerisms, and conversely had them draw unnecessary unnecessary cards from me. My accuracy had simply been higher than Kashima's.
鹿島先輩もすごかったです。時々お兄ちゃんを相手にしてるような気分になりましたから。そうですか？それなら嬉しいです。
In truth, I felt like luck had been on my side this time around. Well, that's what happens when everyone was against you. When the whole world's against you, only Lady Luck will be by your side. I don't know why I said that. I made it sound like it's a saying or something. In Old Maid, you could only exchange with two people before and after you. With this number of players, someone would absolutely win the game regardless of how I played. Even though I was confident that I absolutely wouldn't come in dead last, all the same. Senpai, what's the matter?
なんでもないわ。気にしないで。
Sure. She was looking at me again, wasn't she?
さて、そろそろ別のゲームにしないっすか？
Brother, what is in the fucking bag that she's so paranoid that you might spill the beans about it to Hibiki?
そうね。トランプもそこそこ遊んだし。じゃあ次は私が持ってきたこれにしない？
The game of life? I had less confidence I would win this than at cards, since your luck was placed in the roulette.
これなら私たちでも遠野先輩に勝てるかもですね。罰ゲーム楽しみです。
But hang on. The punishment shouldn't also apply to the game of life, alright? It's already pretty punishing to begin with. The punishment doesn't only apply to cards.
いいじゃない、少しくらい。その方が盛り上がるんだし。そうですよ、遠野くん。みんなで協力して、遠野くんより早くゴールしましょう。
Man, give me a break. Of course everyone's against you. You're the one dating all the girls. Oh well, this was fun in its own right. They just want you to get punished. This might also be a part of youth.
ねえ、遠野。
Yes? What is it, Kaido?
ちょっとあんたに聞きたいことがあるんだけど。私と響たちに対する態度、違いすぎない？
Do you really think so? I heard what she was saying, but it didn't feel that way. It didn't feel that way to me.
ほら、その口調。響や鹿島には気安い口を聞いてるし、後輩連中は言うまでもないでしょ？なのに、私に対してはずっと敬語じゃない。
Well, it's because you're my upperclassman. I was about to say that too. It would be impolite for me to be too casual with her. She didn't seem to appreciate it though. Is that why you've been glaring at me since earlier?
睨んでなんかないし。
Sure, you haven't. You've been giving me the stink eye for a while. I thought you were fairly annoyed with me.
違うから、遠野を見てたんじゃないし。私はあんたが秘密を話さないか監視してただけ。
Okay, well if you say it that loud, everyone's gonna be curious.
そしたら、響たちへの態度が私と違うのが気になって。
Senpai replied only to clamp her mouth shut. She was trying frantically to keep up appearances while she blushed.
とにかく、先輩命令よ。私に対する敬語は禁止。私にも響たちにするように接しなさい。
Is that what you were going to punish him with? If he lost Old Maid?
なんか、遠野が私と距離を置こうとしてるように感じるのよ。
That hadn't been my intention.
せっかく同じ部の部員になったんだから、そんなの寂しいじゃない。
I see. That's how you feel? Come to think of it, Kaido was my only upperclassman. I may have subconsciously kept her at a distance more than the others.
どうの？
Come on, man. Alright, Nagiko. I didn't think you would switch. Yeah, I didn't think you'd switch from Kaido Senpai to Nagiko that quickly, but, you know, I'll be more chill from now on. You were so casual with saying her first name. Meanwhile, with Riri, my god. The second I said her name, she trembled with surprise. What's that about? She blushed, her vision wavering nervously. Nagiko? Yeah, let me keep saying your first name. Ow, 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 ow! Stop! The iron claw is going to spill out my insides. Not that I'm complaining though, I mean... Talk about an unreasonable demand. Got it, senpai. Okay, now you're going back too far. So let go of me. I don't know where she's squeezing him, but I'm just assuming the neck. Oh, he said guts, but that wouldn't make sense. But like the neck wouldn't either. So I don't know. A little more of that, and I would have ended up with a crushed tomato. That still doesn't give away where she was squeezing him. Was she not aware of her own strength? She wasn't a third dan rank in Aikido for nothing. Man, though, being laid back with you, it'll probably take some time before I get used to that. Because Nagiko would also be his senpai in Aikido, right? Because he did a bit of Aikido before when he was younger. I may have somewhat misunderstood senpai until now. Hang on a minute, you're still calling her senpai. I had meant to be timid around her, but I had likely been on guard, wondering when she might hurl me. I mean, considering it was the first interaction that she did at the start of the game, valid. Senpai may not have thought the best of me for acting that way. Her tossing me around was in the past. She didn't do that to me anymore. Yeah, I wish she did though. What? Sure, I'll tread carefully. Nagiko. Correction. I was very much afraid of being held after all. Thank God Lady Luck was still on his side. So that he wouldn't get punished again in the game of life. Fine. What am I going to do with you? Oh, right. Does anyone besides Hibiki want tea? I mean, that was a bit louder, Shinji, but there's something about you when Nagiko's around. You're a bit quieter than you usually are. Enough for everyone then. There was no point in me asking. I don't work part-time at a family restaurant just for show. My apologies for the wait, miladies. Including Shinji in his statement, in that word. Here is the tea you ordered. Well, you're gonna have to wait a bit longer, Kika. We may be halfway through the routes, but there's still Nagiko and Rika, Ritsu. I don't know. Could you tell I was trying to remember her name?
お嬢様か。
何？どうかしたの？
こいつってバイト先に来る女性客全員にそう言ってんだろうなって。
Are you jealous of his? Are you jealous of his? Of how he refers to the customers?
私も店に行った時言われたことあるし。
子供には言ってるの聞いたことあるけど、おばあさんもお嬢様なの？
先輩は女たらしっすか？いやらしいっすね。
What was with all of these extreme false accusations? I obviously change it according to who I'm dealing with. Yeah, I'm not gonna call... I was trying to think of an age range where he wouldn't call someone a milady. I mean, like, I guess kids. Right? That would make sense. Since there are people who would be put off by that sort of thing, it was certainly on a case-by-case basis. Although the overwhelming majority were delighted by it.
でもさ、私なんてお嬢様って柄じゃないでしょ？鹿島なんかはそのまんまだけど。
She's a genuine rich girl after all. Speaking of, where is she? Speaking of Riri, where the fuck is she? As an aside, Kashima was running errands and was not currently present. Ah, thanks for answering the question. Still, I wouldn't say it doesn't fit you, senpai. You're more than a proper lady from my perspective, even if you're a bit tomboyish. But you know, that's my type.
こっちみんな。
But you might be a bit of a tomboy for the title. Like when you climb that tree. I mean, that's not the secret you're trying to hide, but you know, probably not something you should bring up considering you stare at her panties most of the time. Never mind, milady.
まったく。まあ、木に登ったことはいいの。でも、くれぐれもあのことは言っちゃダメよ。
You got it, even though that was the first time we brought it up. She absolutely didn't seem to want me to bring that bag of hers up. Your secret is safe with me. But what was in that bag? Once again, you literally just said that she doesn't want you to bring up about the bag, and you just asked about the bag.
私にもいろいろあるのよ。
That doesn't answer the question, but she doesn't seem averse from answering.
とにかく、秘密は守りなさい。いい？
Roger, milady. Ritsu, Hijiri, what's wrong?
なんか、お兄ちゃんとカイドウ先輩の距離が近い気がして。
Yeah, we aren't even an hour into the route.
もしかして、青春っすかね？当の先輩にも青い春が来たっすか？
どういうことナギ？
Their intense staring caused Senpai's face to turn bright red.
バカ！違う！そんなんじゃないから！ただ、私は遠野に釘を刺してただけで。
何のっすか？
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. You use the excuse that you're giving him a warning, but the natural response is, why? About what?
二人だけの秘密。なんでもないから。
She panicked midway through her sentence and clamped her mouth shut. However, there was a sense of lingering doubt evident in everyone's eyes.
親友、俺を捨てるのか?
That was closer to normal Shinji voice. I didn't abandon anyone.
いや、てっきりお前が女に走ったのかと思って。
お兄ちゃん、それって。まさかの先輩の B で L な疑惑が発覚っす。
だから女に興味はないって顔をしてたの？
Obviously not. Why did they have such strange doubts about me?
そんなことより今日は暑いわね。38度。最近は本当どうなってるの？
Senpai spoke up to try and change the subject. She fanned her flushed face, but she seemed to be hot for an entirely different reason. Yeah, she is hot. I'm not talking about the temperature.
確かに量がもっと欲しいっす。
そうですね。しおりちゃんなんか今日は暑すぎて家から出られないって言ってましたし。
Oh, is that why she's not with you? There was always the risk of a heat stroke, so I couldn't blame her.
ねえユウ、なんか涼しくなるようなことないの？
Something to cool us down, indeed. Something to cool us down, indeed. I'll think about it, but don't expect much. I've got an idea. Ice in the clothes, down the shirt.
そう簡単に浮かぶようなことでもないしね。試しに量を取るものをあげてみれば？
A cool breeze. Kinda hard to enjoy a cool breeze when the humidity is going to fucking... Here's the problem, right? While it is 38 degrees, that's just what the temperature says. With humidity, it feels like fucking 50. And you ain't getting a cool breeze in summer. Well, there's sprinklers, tests of courage, ghost stories, wind chimes, bamboo screens.
発火とかもスーッとしていいっすよ。
That's for sure. Simply just ice cream. Wait, is that so hard? There's also floating salmon noodles.
それだー！
Whoa. Why are you yelling? You'll scare someone.
ひらめいたわ。私たちがすること。今からみんなで流しそうめんをするわよ。おー、いいっすね。
I mean, it's definitely unique from what they've done in the other route.
何より流しそうめんってすっごく青春っぽいじゃない。
Oh, hold on a second. I quickly stopped Hibiki, who seemed like she would spring into action any second. If flowing salmon isn't something you can pull off on a moment's notice, just because you feel like it. Even assuming you go buy the salmon noodles, what do we do about the other equipment?
確かに今すぐってわけにはいかないか。
あ、そのことなんだけど、ちょっといい？流しそうめんで使う竹なら私の家にあるわよ。
Seriously?
先週うちで流しそうめんをやったの。だからそれを使えばいいわ。
プラ素材とかじゃなくてマジモンの竹っすか？
ええ、もちろん。
What a
家
coincidence.
から運んで組み立て直すのに時間はかかるけど、それでもいいなら提供するけど。
じゃあそれでお願いなぎ。
了解。
Senpai, I'll help carry the bamboo. It would be difficult for just one person, right?
そう？じゃあお言葉に甘えようかしら。
With that settled, we secured the equipment needed for flowing salmon.
あと必要なのはそうめんとか食器とかでしょうか。
そうめんつゆも外せないっすよ。じゃあそれはひじりさんとりつにお願いしていい？
わかりました。
了解っす。神楽坂は食器を調達。私は竹を設置する場所を開けるわ。
We're going to do this in the club room?
当然じゃない。校庭でやったりしたら目立って仕方ないでしょ。
I guess you have a point.
となると、ちゃんと水の処理も考えないとね。響はそっちの対処もお願い。
任せて。
And also, doing it in the club room means that there's less humidity. It means that it'll be less hot.
じゃあここら辺の荷物を一旦どけてっと。
Uh-oh. This was bad.
あれ？なんだろうこのでっかい荷物。
Yeah, I wonder.
こんなの前からあったっけ？
Hibiki reached for the bag Senpai had stored there. Hold on a second, Hibiki. That's mine.
言うの？
Yeah, something's came up at work, so they left that in my care. Since I'm holding on to it for them, I'd appreciate if you didn't touch it. I'd appreciate if you didn't touch it. Was this a little forced? Either way, this ought to keep Senpai's secret from getting out.
ちょっと言う。私物を置くのはさすがに良くないわよ。
Yeah, sorry about that. Well, I hope Nagiko takes this advice to heart. Wait, you're going to say that? Nearly everything over there belonged to Hibiki. But how was I going to trick her now?
小日向先輩、ちょっと待ってほしいっす。当の先輩には自分が OK 出したんすよ。
あら、そうなの？
It seems like Kika caught on.
まあ、部長が許可出してるならいいか。
We were in the clear. I let out a sigh of relief.
ねえねえ、早くおそうめん食べよう。
Ritsu, what is this? Why was she being so extra cute? Not so extra cute, just extra cute.
私もうお腹ペコペコだよ。そうだったわ。じゃあみんな、準備開始。
Senpai, why don't we get going too?
そうね。
Moments like these were nice too. It was fun doing things together as a group. It was times like this that passed by in the blink of an eye.
遠野、今日はありがとう。
Where is this coming from? We were on our way back by ourselves with the equipment we used for the flowing salmon. Used? We'll use? And she thanked me out of nowhere. Or are you saying that they had the somen and they're just not going to show us the scene of them eating somen together? And I mean, like, look, it's not the same as skipping the escape room in Shiori's route, but it would have been nice for a CG. I would have still felt bad for Riri, but you know, I would have felt bad for her regardless. And she thanked me out of nowhere
それよそれ。
for carrying the bamboo.
それ、運ぶのを手伝ってくれてるでしょ。流しそうめん用の竹があるって言ったのは私だし、響たちに使わせるのを決めたのも私なのにさ。
Oh, that's what this is about. Well, why wouldn't I help? There's no way I could let one person, let alone my female upperclassman, implying that you have a male upperclassman, carry all of this stuff on their own. The bamboo was unwieldy, plus there were stands and the like to consider. I was just doing what naturally came naturally. And besides, I enjoyed the flowing salmon too. If only I got to see it too. It's only natural I would help with preparations and cleaning up.
ふーん、そっか。当たり前か。
Her whisper sounded somewhat cheerful. Are you seeing him as an Are you seeing him as an eligible bachelor now? I mean, not like she didn't see him like that before, but, you know, more so. It even seemed like her stride had become lighter.
遠野ってさ、バラさないでって言ったことを守ってくれてるのね。
Yeah, I did promise it was a secret.
ありがとう。
You mean you did promise to keep it a secret? Sure.
それにしても危なかったわ。相手は響だからね。私の私物だって分かったら中身を見たかったと思うのよ。 遠野がごまかしてくれて助かったわ。
You're welcome. But like, aren't they gonna bring up Kika?
でもいつの間に聖の許可を取ったの？
Fuck. Once again, I just needed to press space. I just needed to press space one more time, and my question would have been answered without me needing to ask it. That. Not only did I not get her permission, I never said a word to her. I found it strange myself. Why did she cover for me? But she is a little eccentric, and I am also very excited to see how eccentric she really is. How eccentric she really can be in her route. But, you know, I just started Nagiko's route. I can't be hyped for another girl's route right after. We may have gotten the wrong idea about something. She may have gotten the wrong idea about something.
まあおかげで助かったんだしよかったわ。
Or Kika put two and two together and realized that the thing Nagiko and you were talking about probably had something to do with the bag, and you covering for Nagiko. I'm trying to continue the line of logic here. I'm drawing a blank. You get what I mean, though, right? Kika realized that the thing that bag is definitely not used and is probably Nagiko's. So, to prevent Hibiki from digging further into it, she just says that she let him store the bag there. Yeah.
とにかく今日はありがとう。
Senpai said as much and showed me a bashful smile. Her expression made my heart skip a beat.
ねえ遠野、私がなんであれのことを秘密にって言ったか興味ある？
Yeah, no shit. He's been curious about it since yesterday, or however long it was between scenes, as in the transition. Well, yeah, I guess so. Actually, forget what I said.
Huh?
I promised not to pry after all. I had naturally asked on reflex, but I wanted to keep my promise to her. I felt that was in good faith towards Senpai.
遠野、次の日曜って空いてる？バイトとかそういうの入ってたりしない？
Does this have something to do with the bag, or are you asking him out? No, nothing I can think of.
そっか。じゃあ、私に付き合ってくれない？
Huh? My mind went blank at her sudden invitation.
もちろん嫌じゃなかったらでいいんだけど。どうかな？
Could it be your... Nagiko? You mind saying the rest of the sentence? I guess they forgot to add that to the script. Where is this coming from? Asking me on a date? Wait, that was my you. What is this? First it was the fucking plan to save the cat, then it was Kika, and well, there was a thing before it, but then it was Kika, and now it's my joke about asking him on a date. The way she panicked like a certain great king of somewhere was amusing. What is this referencing? Could that be why? I couldn't help but tease her for it. Listen, all I'm gonna say is, speaking of references, whenever we find out what's in that bag, I'm definitely making a 7 reference in the title. Inviting out a member of the opposite sex on your day off is totally a date, right? Could it be Senpai, when the date is over, you're considering asking me out? Or asking me what's in the bag? Telling me what's in the bag? Fuck. Like I said, I'm gonna make a 7 reference when they reveal what's in the bag, but I was thinking about the title that I was going to make for the episode.
ないない、そんなことは考えてないから。
Senpai, it makes my heart race whenever you stare at me. The next time you pin me up to a wall, if you lean in for a kiss, I'm not confident I will resist. You're going a bit too far. There is a railing right next to her. She will not hesitate to throw you over, and you definitely can swim. I don't think you're gonna drown like you always did when you were a kid, when you were younger.
またって何を。そんなことしたことないからね。
Never done it before. Senpai, you were toying with me?
そうの、あんまりからかわないで。
I mean, he did make the same joke the first time around when she pinned him to the wall. So, you know, it's not like this is unbecoming. It's not like this is... I don't have the right word. It's on the tip of my tongue. But you know what I mean.
せっかく秘密を教えてもいいかもって思ったのに。
Sorry, I got too carried away. The anger dwelling in her eyes suggested I had taken it a step too far, so I promptly apologized. If you're fine with it, I wouldn't mind tagging along on Sunday. In fact, I hope you'll let me join you.
ほんとどうのは、まったくもう。そんなこと言われると、私までドキドキするじゃない。
She's not joking about that one.
何よ、その顔は。
You'll probably get mad at me if I say, so I won't.
賢明な判断かもしれないわね。とにかく、日曜の昼過ぎに、詳しい時間はまた連絡するから。あと、海に行くから水着を用意するように。
We were going to the beach? Were the beach and Senpai secret related somehow?
それじゃあまたね。
Yeah, later, Senpai. How long had it been since I went to hang out with someone on a day off? Not to mention, it was hard to imagine that it would be with Senpai. Man, though, her smile earlier, it was so cute. Yeah, she would have definitely thrown you off.